Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, shitstorm. We're just jumping into it. So, Valerius is running after Eve. Quicksilver, he is panting, he's sweating, he is trying to catch up with her. He has tears in his eyes. It looks like he's been running for quite some time. And he's gonna start heaving, and I guess Eve can hear him behind you, behind her.
She's
Uh,
not really stopping. If he's gonna do it, he
mhm.
can just keep going as long as he can because she's not stopping until he actually is like in front of her or something.
All right, so he is going to keep pushing, and I'm just gonna roll a stamina roll to see if he quite doesn't,
She's not running. She can't run. I mean, she can run now, but she's just not stopping.
Mm-hmm. All right, all right. So I'm gonna say that he runs after her, and then he like trips and falls in front of her, like, because that was a botch.
Step over him and keep going.
Mhm.
This is your problem, not mine.
As he's kind of just gonna notice that she like stepped over him, and he's gonna try to get to his feet and kind of just stop.
She's not even gonna talk yet. She's gonna keep going.
As you're gonna see, the tears are gonna start streaming down his face. It's like, please, please, just stop.
She'll pause for just a second and turn back and look at him like this look in her eyes. She's not crying anymore. Now it's just fury. But she sounds really, really calm, which is probably not good.
Hmm.
And she's like, why? So we can live out one of those abuse stories, where the guy does something horrible and then she just and then the woman's just because he's crying and stuff, he's so sad and upset, and then just keeps happening over and over and over again. Is that what we're gonna do?
No, as he, uh, let me roll willpower. Yeah, that's what it is right now.
Oh, good, you passed that
Um,
by a lot.
as he looks at you and roll perception empathy if you want to.
Uh,
Yeah, you catch
yeah.
it. That's enough. As you see that as he's trying to like get the words out of his mouth, you can almost see him kind of shaking a bit, as if he's trying to get it together. Like it's not like an anger type of shake, it's like a literal fear type of thing. As he's trying to get it together, but it's like not working, and the tears are coming, and it looks like he's still in the emotional state, but he's trying to bring it back, but it's not coming back quick enough. This doesn't look like him at all.
I get it.
Mm. As he's like looking at you, he's putting his hands. I was like, please. I said, stop, stop, please.
She will fully turn around, but she's keeping space between them. She doesn't want to be touched. It's pretty obvious she's got her hands crossed. Like you're pretty much just on her slightly showing belly at this point.
Mm.
And it's kind of like she's protecting herself in a way, but she's not moving. She doesn't look scared. I stopped. Now what do you want to do? Are you gonna yell at me because I have Muggle parents? Are you gonna like ream me out because I wore the wrong color dress? What now? And poor Richard, what the hell did you put him through? He just chrysalised. He's a baby.
All right. As he starts shaking a bit more, and It's now a full-on tremble as he's biting his lip, and the blood is like seeping down his lip as he was just like, I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop it. I just got angry and I couldn't stop it. And he's going to start backing away from you. And, um, yeah.
She's
Um,
she's going to actually dig in her pocket and find kind of a. It's folded, but it's just a tissue that was in her pocket, and offer it to him.
he starts shaking more, and then he kind of, I'm going to say he is able to catch himself before he falls to the ground, and then he's going to like kind of he's going to like curl into a ball and then just start shaking, and then you're going to see the tears just stream from his face. At this point, if she's not saying anything, he's going to assume the fetal position, and then he's just going to hold himself and just shake.
And that's so he basically ignores what she offered. Then that's all I was waiting for was a response on
And
that. He
yeah.
just ignores it. Okay, that's fine.
Hmm.
She's just gonna shove it back in her pocket. He's on the ground. She's going to sit down, with her legs crossed, and face him, but still keeping distance.
He's still on the.
She's just watching him at this point. She honestly doesn't know what to say.
He's already on the ground right now, and he's just recurling more into a ball, and the shaking is getting more violent. And then you're going to hear him start screaming about it healing and
His
just
screaming is jolting, so it's a bit. It's one thing if you're having a panic attack, which is what this looks like,
mhm.
but screaming is a bit different. She's gonna try to get down like with him, like seriously, practically laying on the ground, trying to meet his eyes, just trying to see if what the hell he's doing.
You can see the tears streaming from his eyes, and at some point the tears turn to blood, and you just see him just kind of clenching himself harder, and he's not like moving.
Is he like focusing on her?
No, he's like he has like this glassed over look, and
She's going she's going to go behind him. Actually, well, no. In front of him is probably better because that way he can actually, if he focuses, he can see her. That it's her doing it.
mhm.
She's gonna actually grab his shoulders and just sort of shake him, like just a little bit, not heavy, like trying to kill him or anything, just trying to get his attention.
As you try to like get the attention from him, you hear him mumbling about he's reciting the numbers of people. You just hear numbers like 1,774, and then you make an intelligence roll to see if you catch it.
Intelligence. That's interesting.
Mm.
Nope.
You have no idea, but he starts rattling off numbers and kind of things in sequences, and
So I am actually physically touching him. His response to this is just nothing. And basically he's just rattling the numbers. He's fully
then he's shaking.
right, but okay, so he's not actually like trying to shove her off or anything.
He can't.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point.
She's so furious right now. You know what? It makes sense here. I'm going to roll willpower for what I want her to do, and we're going to see if it works. If I can get her to tamp down her temper for a minute. At least for a second. Um, she's gonna move in closer to him, like her hands were already on his shoulders,
Mhm.
and she's gonna kind of bend over him, over like the ear that's, because if it's in the fetal position, then it's on his side, so the ear that she can get to, and just kind of try to be soothing, just be like, "Wow." She's like pretty much whispering, trying to be soothing, calm him down, but get him to come back a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
So that's what we're trying here.
All right.
I don't know what
What would that be? Let's see.
I.
That's like a.
She's figuring if he's daydreaming or hallucinating or something. She's trying to give him something real to cling on to come out of it. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna role play this out
Yeah.
because like the dice aren't agreeing with what I'm trying to tell you because they're just not.
We can play it, whatever.
All right. So at this point, he is just on the ground as you're trying to like shake him back. You're trying to get back to him. He starts screaming his about dead bodies. Oh my, oh my gosh, they're not coming back. This is all my fault.
And something clicks at that point
Hmm.
because you did, in fact, tell her about that before.
Hmm.
Still angry, but
Hmm.
sometimes you got to put first things first when you love somebody, right? She's actually going to curl up behind him and just kind of wrap her arms around him and continue with the soothing, just, hey, it's me, you know.
Hmm.
You know, come on, you can do this, you need to break out of this, just relax, listen to my voice, follow that, and just, trying to be there, like she's like, as much as she can, considering that there's something, her stomach's slightly in the way at this point,
Hmm.
but doing the best she can to just kind of be as obvious as possible without being in his face, which wouldn't be a big deal except that he's curled up that way already.
All right. At this point, he's gonna start. It seems as if you've been with Val and he's never really shown you like how strong he like really is. And you can kind of see him start clutching himself, and it looks like the nails are like digging into his skin, and it looks like it's quite painful.
uh, we're still going with soothing here because I really don't want to have to get violent, because if I start shaking him really badly,
Mhm.
like this could be a horrible reaction.
Mhm.
So anybody who's seen any kind of psychological movie ever would know this.
Yeah.
So
Um,
so pretty much gonna start doing things like soothing, like playing with his hair, you know what I mean, brushing his cheek. And it doesn't matter if there's blood on it, she doesn't care. Just stuff like that. Soothing, almost motherly stuff, except obviously she's not his mother.
mhm.
Because he doesn't seem to need like a lover at the moment. He just seems to, I don't know, he's got to break out of this somehow. She doesn't know how to do it. She doesn't
Mhm.
know.
And at that point, as you start like talking to him and like smoothing his hair, the shaking gets less violent. The He stops talking, and as you look at him, let's say perception, empathy. Another one. Let's see if you catch it.
Probably that
Um,
too.
it seems that this is kind of how Val works. Is that um, you know him, and you know that sometimes when he says things, he oftentimes makes light of a lot of things as a way to dealing with things, and I suppose that like at a second it dawns on you that perhaps this was more serious than he let on.
Well, she kind of figured that out already. To be honest, that just made it more real. She's gonna stay there with him until he's ready, until he's calmed down enough that they can deal with this a little bit. Because arguing with an insane person isn't really her favorite thing to do.
Hmm.
So if we're gonna argue, at least let's get him sane first, and then do it.
Um,
She's just trying to do whatever she can at this point. And it's not a whole lot. I have medicine 1, which isn't going to give me a whole hell of a lot.
right. So at that point, you've been on, it's really D10. Yeah, you've been there for the better part of an hour, just trying to talk him down, and then he's finally, stopped.
I'm glad you only rolled a 1 there.
Yeah.
10 hours later. Imagine it. Okay. She's not paying attention to time anymore, honestly.
And then at that point, he kind of jolts back up and then kind of scuttles away from you.
No. She's not going to let it go that easily. Sorry. She has her arms around him.
Um,
We can roll strength if we need to. That's fine.
uh,
The effort will be made, is all I'm saying.
he, let's see, I'll give him a perception empathy to see if he realizes who's around him. He does not. Alright, so he is going to try to,
This is strength, right?
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Um, it seems that you got him. It seems that he's trying to push away from you, like hard, like.
Val, stop it. Stop it now. She's like just pretty much just grabbing him. Won by whole 1 success. The woman won. That's right, on a strength test.
And then he's gonna start crying again. It's just
Could be
like,
like, it's Eve. Stop it. You've had your asshole moment of the day. Now it's time to quit it.
as you kind of hear him, and he's just like, let me go.
No. I'm not letting you get out of here. You don't get to go.
I hurt you. I'm a terrible person. Please just let me go.
You also chased after me.
I don't even remember half of it. Just, I want to go. I want to run. Please, just let me go.
Really? You lecture me about running. You don't get to run.
I made a fool of myself. I don't even remember. It just got angry. Just let me go, please.
She's gonna attempt to move. Like he's sort of half probably. They're probably both. It's almost like a wrestling thing at this point. He's probably sort of half sitting up, and so is she. She's actually going to flip around so she's sitting on his lap facing him, and so if she needs to try to pin him down, she can. But that's also face to face might be a little better here. And
Valeris is going to kind of curl back and just kind of like sit and kind of like hold his knees and just kind of rock. Like,
no. She's gonna grab his hands and put them around her. And you can fight that, obviously. We can do that if you want. But that is what she's going to try to do.
He doesn't know how to. it's like it's all happening too fast, and it all just kind of caught up to him, like right there. As you just see him there shaking and crying, and I said, I never hurt you, I never screamed at you, and I did it. I'm sorry. I
You've
called
yelled
you
at me before.
that. No, not you, not you. Like, as he's gonna look up at you, really hopeful, almost like a little boy at this point. It won't stop. It it just won't stop. I it just gets worse and worse, and I just wanted to stop.
She, she just nods to that.
I hurt
And
you. I screamed at you. I didn't mean to. It just came out. I I as he just continues to sit there and rock, like,
she tamps down again because just so much happening at this point.
mhm.
Um, we're gonna have to talk about that later. This is obviously not the right time. And she actually wrapped her like if you were letting me like just sort of sit because I had said she was gonna sit in his lap. I don't know how that works if he's rocking back and forth,
Mhm.
but if she is in fact there, she was going to like she had put his hands around her and she was going to put hers around like his shoulders because she would have been like top higher
Mhm.
and just kind of pull his head against her shoulder.
And at that point, he's going to uh start sobbing uncontrollably and loudly.
She's gonna hold him.
And it almost sounds real guttural, like deep down in his like spirit, like he's just kind of crying out, and it's terrifying as he just sits there and he's just trying to let it. He doesn't even know at this point.
She's not really talking. She's just trying to be there. There's nothing to say at this point. She can't honestly tell him that he didn't do the things he did.
Mm.
And she won't give him false hope by saying, "Oh, it'll be okay." She's not going to do any of that. She's too much of a realist, too practical for any of that. But she can listen to him, and she can hold him and let him cry.
As he's gonna sit there and just kind of.
She's probably starting to cry herself. Stupid hormones.
And at this point, it's just like you can feel that he's still crying, that he's still trying to you can still feel that he's still trying to get a hold of like what's like left of his dignity. But at this point, it's just too much, and he's just kind of, you can just see the tears just like falling down his face. You can actually feel it, like if she's like
Oh, it's
holding him.
probably soaking her dress or shirt or
Mhm.
whatever she's wearing. Yeah, and she was wearing proper lady gear at the time too.
Mhm.
She doesn't care though. if you haven't figured out by now, she's never cared much about stuff. It can be washed or it can be thrown out if you have to. She's probably got blood there too, for that matter.
Yeah, he was crying blood at one point. So as he just sits there, as like he kind of like starts coming back, and
That's what she's waiting for him to be calm enough to have a little more control, at least for a second. She's not gonna present anything new to him until she thinks that, you know what I mean? Until she thinks that he's okay, at least for a second. The only thing she might do is just be, she's kind of holding it. She's kind of holding him and just kind of going, "It's okay. It's okay to feel sad about this. It's okay to be angry that it happened. It's okay." Just that kind of stuff.
it's not okay to be like this.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, well, no, I don't mean the things that have happened. I mean, it's okay for you to mourn.
I don't know how to. It's just too much. I don't know.
It's a bit more than normal, but it was a lot more to deal with than normal, wasn't it?
I'm a she don't act like this. As you see it,
Maybe they do with the woman they love. How do you know what they act like in private?
as he's just gonna like grip you closer, and then he's just kind of gonna like put his face in your lap.
She's pretty much brushing this, just kind of playing with this, again with the hair thing, kind of just keeps brushing it back, like in that kind of monotonous, comforting way.
He's gonna sit there and like hold his face and try to hold his face and try to focus on something.
We do need to talk about all this, but right now is not it.
No, just tell me. Okay. Just let it out.
I'm not doing anything towards you right now.
Then let me speak. As you see that he's trying to. I failed you. I was supposed to keep this together. I just kept telling myself if I just keep put on the face, don't feel, everything will be okay. That put on the show that everyone wants to see. That it'll all stop.
She's shaking her head through that part, just like, no. But go on.
I thought it would stop. I thought that I would be able to pile more work on top of it, do anything else, get lost in my work, like just do it. That this will all work out. Men don't do this. Soldiers don't do this. I should be able to hold on, fight through this. I should be able to stop fighting and be a proper parent. I should be able to lead my people. I should be able to be a proper father. I should be able to be a proper husband. I have priorities. I have things that I have to do that I don't need anyone. It's just me, and I'm supposed to be the provider. I'm supposed to take care of everyone. I'm supposed to be in control. People like me don't fall. We don't.
You're
I don't even
still
have anyone to.
you're still a person. We all screw up, we all fail, and nobody's together all the time.
How?
Just
How
how
do you
what?
be a person? I don't even know how to be a person.
Well, you kind of have to be. You have a human body you're in. You have to feed both parts of you, right?
I see them when I close my eyes at night. I see them screaming. I see myself cutting them down, stabbing at them, pushing my sword through them.
Eve kind of shivers at that point because she's having a few memories pop back up herself. She was in a few battles after all. And I'm sure she killed at least a few at Heen as well.
I laughed about it. I joked about it. I joked about someone's life. It's all fun and games. Sure, they'll reincarnate, but they're gone. They're gone. I snuffed them out. I didn't even think about it. It was too easy. I'm a monster. As he just kind of starts crying again.
If you were a monster, this wouldn't be bothering you now.
What makes me better than Gao, huh? Because I stopped him?
Actually, that does kind of help, actually, yeah.
No,
The fact that you seem to have a conscience about it.
I didn't. I just kept following the motions. I didn't question him. I wanted fucking right. And then I knew I had the choice to put down my sword. I did. I had the choice to walk away. I had the choice to run away. I didn't. I went. I fought. I, I killed.
Look, look, you're a she. It's practically in your DNA, if that was really what made a she. To vie for rank and try to be important. I don't think anyone can blame you for that.
As he looks at you and says, and kind of holds your face, I did that to you. I yelled at you today. I screamed at you.
Yeah, I screamed right back.
No, I screamed at you. I knew I was screaming at you, but at that point I couldn't stop it. I embarrassed myself because I was weak and I couldn't hold it together.
You way overreacted. Yeah, it's true.
I'm a shit person. Why should they trust me? That a Baron can't even keep himself together long enough to deal with his own affairs.
You listen to me, okay? You don't believe a damn word I say. But I would be here with you if I thought that there wasn't a chance that you'd figure this out. There's obviously way more going on that anybody knew. You're probably not the only person dealing with this. Haven't you heard of those veterans from, like, Desert Storm and stuff, and, what, Shell Shock or something with World War II? People who've gone through stuff like this, admittedly, well, actually, no, in those wars, we were pretty sure those people who they killed weren't coming back. That's just a luxury that you should have got, that well, anyone who's fallen in a dreaming sort of war has. How do you think all those veterans dealt with it?
It doesn't matter. It's not them, it's me.
I get that. I get that. I'm just saying you're not the only one. You're not alone. And there's got to be some way to resolve it somehow. But you're not a shit person. You try so hard. That's all anyone can ask of you is to try. Okay, so you made a poor judgment call when you stayed in the war after you found that out. It's not like honestly, I think that's something you're gonna have to learn to live with and accept as a failing in what you did. Because you're not perfect. Just because you, in theory, you're the embodiment of all that is good and noble and pure, let's face it, we both know that just because you're a she doesn't mean that you're perfect. It's okay. I don't want you to be perfect. But we have flaws just like the rest of us.
As he just kind of sits there and continues to cry.
Look, you know me. She's not. I mean, she's still trying to be kind of comforting as she's saying this, but she's just, she's like, you know me. You know I'm not gonna lie to you. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm just saying, if all those other vets, if they can come out of it, then I don't see why you can't. And I doubt you'll ever forget it.
I just want to forget it all. I just want it all to stop.
How can you do that? I mean, all the other ones I know talk to shrinks. It's not a good idea.
Go talk to a shrink, huh?
No, that's what they did. I'm not suggesting you do that. They would think you were crazy.
And then they lock me up.
And then I'd have to break you out. Let's not do that.
I can't hurt you again.
You didn't even touch me. Even in your deepest anger right then, that you claim you don't even remember very well, you didn't touch me. I'm the one who shoved you because you got in my face. Does that make you feel any better?
As he just kind of traces his hand across your face and just kind of points at your chest where your heart would be.
She watches what he's doing, but doesn't say anything.
I hurt you there.
You hurt my pride, which is admittedly not much that I have. But the one thing you've never done to me is make me feel as though I'm not important. Like I'm just some random person around who doesn't matter. That's what you did.
You're not a random person. That doesn't matter.
Well, that's what it felt like. You just walked right past me like I didn't matter. I was yelling at you. I was trying to get your attention to figure out what the hell was wrong because you wouldn't even tell me. And then when I was trying to get you to call, just leave Richard alone, poor guy, and and then you just acted as if he was wrong for greeting me first. I'm like, well, in theory, then I'm hosting too, right? So what was so rude in greeting me? I mean, I'm just, my mind is boggled. I mean, I get that obviously you probably weren't very logical about it, and that's cool. Actually, no, it's really not cool. But at the same time, I didn't really want to rehash this right now. I just kind of.
It's not cool. I treated you like you were less than. I treated you like you were dirt.
Okay, yeah, you did.
And I'm an asshole for doing that.
Yeah, that's probably also true. In fact, I called you that a couple times.
I don't
We,
remember that.
we made quite a show.
I remember some of the conversation, but not all of it.
Conversation? Conversation. What a tame word to use for that.
Argument.
Screaming match. I would much rather that our first really big fight hadn't happened in front of, like, your entire barony. But I promise you this. You treat me like crap, I will fight back. All that said, doesn't really change. God. I don't even remember everything. Like,
That makes me more responsible.
hmm?
That makes me more responsible. That makes me more accountable.
The fact that you can't remember?
More so.
Why would that be the case?
Because I hurt you. And that's all that really matters in this case scenario. I don't care how angry I got or how upset I was or how fucked up in the head I may be. But the fact of the matter is that I hurt you. I made you feel like less than nothing. I made you feel awful.
I'm not going to deny any of that. I told you before I won't lie to you. That stuff happened.
Oh, what am I going to tell everyone else?
Let's not worry about them right now. I think the last thing we need to worry about is our reputations at this point.
Reputation is fucked.
It already was, really, wasn't it? So what's the difference?
What's my reputation worth if it's just built on lies? On innocence. Not worth a hill of beans.
Your reputation is not what matters right now. Who cares what they think? Isn't that kind of what we built our relationship on? Kind of who cares what everybody else thinks? It's about what we think. And I think you screwed up. I'm pretty sure they'd agree, but that's not really the point here. The point is that I think you screwed up. It's not like it's the first time.
That's part of the problem.
Well, I haven't been perfect either, and we both know it. It's just not this. It's just different.
How am I going to take care of, as he kind of like makes a silhouette of you and then points at the Points at your stomach. Like,
We still have a pretty long while till we have to worry about that. And don't worry about me. I'll find a way to take care of things if I have to. Or I'll just kill you, and the barony will be mine. She says it with a straight face. Although, I'm guessing if you were going to... If you know her, you know she's not really being serious.
as he's just quiet.
I'm trying to lighten the mood here. So sorry.
As he just kind of sits there and noticing the bruises that's currently on him. Well, that's embarrassing.
Don't... Serious. Quit worrying about everybody else, what they think. You have to get over that. At least for now. We need to figure out some way to... I don't know. Get through some of your stuff. I just don't know how to do it. If you want to tell me anything, I'll listen, but I'm hardly skilled. I'm just a listener.
It's not fair to you.
So what?
If I'm a shit person, then one of the least things I can do is be fair to you.
Oh, and what's fair to me?
Not putting my burdens on top of you.
Oh, for God's sake.
She could probably hit him now. It's appropriate.
She's not going to be touching him in that fashion at this point in time. It seems to be wrong. Look, I'm not a fragile flower. I might be pregnant, but for God's sake. It doesn't change the fact that I am a grown-ass woman. I don't need to be protected. I might cry at the drop of a hat. But I don't have to be protected from you. Or by you.
I was more so thinking from me.
You're not going to do anything to me. Because if you ever talk to me like that again, I'm going to punch you in the face. That was your one chance. And it sucks for you because you don't even get to remember it. If you think it would help, I will listen. It's that simple. I married you. I need to try. If you want to have a real marriage here, then you need to really depend on me. And I need to depend on you, but right now you need me more.
When are you free to talk?
I already did talk.
No, I mean, talk.
Okay, hold on. Repeat yourself then. I thought you sounded like you said, "I'm
Oh,
waiting for you to talk."
no. It was like, when can we talk?
Whenever you want. I got no job, and you're at the top of my list of priorities right now. But I'm going to tell you this: you're going to have to talk with Sir Richard, and you have to do it right now. But you are going to have to talk to him.
I know.
Okay.
And I think this is a good place to end the scene.
Sure.
Where do you want to say they went?
It's more private at her place, but at the same time, all we have to do is go into a different room at the Barony. It doesn't matter to her, although if he wants to hide from people, heading back into town makes more sense.
He kind of just wants to hide with her right now. Like,
My place, then. That makes more sense.
all right then. All right, guys. Scene. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be.